Card number 69 from the Bowman Color set. You can keep your high school jokes to yourselves. Charlie Grimm, who I believe months and months ago, a relative of Charlie Grimm's was here in the chat. As I recall, I'm pretty sure it was Charlie Grimm. We talked a little bit about Charlie Grimm. So there he was later in his career as a manager for the Braves, but had played pre-war baseball, as many of those managers from the 50s did. So card number 69 must mean that it is session number 69 of Card Room Live. Card Room Live is not a show. It's definitely not a show tonight. It's a hangout for fellow vintage collectors. Sometimes we have guests like we did last time, which was a really fun session, and I got a lot of really great feedback about it. But we don't have any guests tonight. Most of the time, we just waste time looking at and talking about cardboard, and through it all, we try to make it time well wasted. Good evening to everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy post-Thanksgiving, holiday season, Christmas shopping, Christmas decorating, all that good stuff. If you're here with us live, welcome. I hope you will announce yourself in the chat. Let us know that you're here. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You don't have to be a content creator to connect with people in this hobby. So if you're new or if you've been a lurker, I encourage you to introduce yourself, say hello, you're among friends. And really, that's the primary reason that I do this, is to give a chance to people to chat it up and interact with each other. There are plenty of other much better live streams than this one, where there's good content and good conversations. And we do that here sometimes, but really this is just about people chatting it up. And that's what makes this so much fun. So I encourage you to do that. If you're listening to this later, you know the drill. You might be going to work or coming home from work. Maybe you're on a break. Maybe you're sorting cards, looking at eBay, walking the dog, sitting on the john. Perhaps you're wondering if there will be a part 3 to Rick Acosta's 2023 Card and Display Room tour. I'm not sure. There might be a part 3. The first 2 episodes were epic, and I think Rick might have a third one in him. I'm not sure. Whatever you might be doing, I hope you get something out of it. I hope you have a good time, and that it passes the time well for you. If you want to get in touch or have ideas for future sessions, you can email me at bowman53channel@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at bowman53_Alex, Twitter at 1953 Bowman Color. And of course, all of that information can be found in the description below the video. So for those of you that are here, I see a bunch of comments in the chat, and I'm about to check that out. But I would encourage you guys to share some thoughts. If you have a question or an idea for a topic, please drop it in the chat. Otherwise, without a topic or without a conversation starter, you should get ready to listen to silence. We're not afraid of silence in this live stream. In fact, we embrace it. I want to scare away the people that are not really, truly ready for Card Room Live. If you're ready for Card Room Live, it means you're ready for awkward silence. So here's a little bit for you. Okay, so all of that out of the way, let me check out the chat. Mike, sports history collector. Hello, Mike. Mike says hello to everybody and happy post-Thanksgiving. I'm going to try to remember to say everything that's being shown on the screen, because some people might be listening to this where they're not looking at the screen. I've been told that a few times, so I'm trying to remember that. Mike was in our live stream last weekend and did a fantastic job as we talked to a number of YouTubers that have been at it for a little under a year or so, and I think that went really well. It was a lot of fun. Peter is here. Hello, Peter, another relatively new YouTuber. Mike, your high school jokes are your best material. Well, you know, I'm not going to stop you. Hitman23 is here. Hello. Don is here. What's up, Don? Jesse's here. Brian is here. And Jason is here. Out of town in Louisville. Very cool. I'm going to guess you're visiting family. Just a guess. Jason, any updates on your impending channel? We're all aware it's going to happen, so now we're all curious. Hammer 44 is here. Another veteran of Card Room Live was in the live stream last weekend as well with Mike and Rocket Rick, and I think did a great job, as well as Hugo. Let's see. D Pyres, your Hall of Fame showcase cup of coffee video is my vote for YouTube video of the year. I really appreciate it. I don't think there is I don't think there is such a thing, but I really appreciate the compliment. Rick, there's Rick. Rick, I really enjoyed the tour. Okay, I'm disappointed that there's not a part 3. I was half kidding, but I really enjoyed the thoroughness of the tour, and you've got an incredible collection. And I also really enjoy hearing your thoughts on how you collect and what you got. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, make sure you're subscribed to Rick's channel. Yes, this is the local bar. You know what's weird though, Don? Maybe this really truly makes me the Sam Malone in the sense that I'm not drinking alcohol here. This is actually coffee, which is kind of weird. I don't think I've ever done this for a Card Room Live, but this is literally a cup of coffee because I'm tired and I need this cup of coffee to keep me awake. You guys are going to keep me awake, I'm sure, with all the insanity. Dean is here. What's up, Dean? Orlando is here. Whoops. Sorry, I skipped ahead. Orlando's here. Hello, Orlando. Yep, see, Hitman23 liked it. There's Hugo. Appreciate it. Don says that Rick may be the most organized collector on YouTube. Yep, totally. But I appreciate, like I said before, I really appreciate how much detail he goes into when he covers, his way of doing things. Or the craziest, that's something to vote for. Who's the craziest collector on YouTube? In terms of like their OCD or their organization or just the way they approach it. Maybe they're like Excel sheets. I don't know. That may not be something we want to get into because it could be like really painful. Mookie Chilson's here. What's up, man? Stuke is here. Brian is chopping some garlic. Okay. The other Rick is here. Rick Vintage Oddball Cards is here, of course. Here's Jason's answer. Was hoping to start the channel this Thanksgiving, but visiting family. So will be when he gets back home later this week. Okay, fantastic. Everybody remember this so that next Sunday, if Jason still hasn't made a video, we can get on his case. And if you haven't already subscribed to Jason, look up his channel name and subscribe in anticipation of his first video. Here's Hodges, 1455. Hello. If I drank coffee right now, I'd be up for 3 days. Yeah, I'm a little worried about how this is going to go. I haven't done this in a long time. I have this bad habit of thinking like, oh yeah, this will be fun. I've done this. And it's like, yeah, I haven't done it in like 10 years or something. So we'll see what kind of night I'm going to have. Rick even takes his cards to the card park. Now that would be an amazing vintage oddball cards episode, is Rick taking his cards on a holiday. I mean, I've already seen the pictures, but I'm like picturing the video, and that would be incredible. Oh, Don's voting already. Okay. Jason gets a tardy on his report card. Absolutely. Very cool. Glad to hear it, man. Any ideas on setup yet? Do you know, have you seen the room already, or are you just anticipating it? Like, I don't know if you're moving or what the situation is. Um, yeah, this is a good plug here, Don. It's like totally natural. Don says, Alex, is that a shirt that you're wearing of one of Scott's design? Yes, this is in fact a shirt made by our buddy Reindeer Studios, Scott. I don't have a link to it, but if you go check out one of his most recent videos, Scott, I think it was the Christmas video that Scott made where he was talking about like ideas for people that are trying to shop for collectors, and he mentioned it in there. And I had a little advance notice, as some of you I'm sure did too, that he was doing it. And as soon as I saw the video, I went to his Etsy channel or his Etsy website, and I got this one and another one. And this is a brilliant idea for Scott. I'll say this now because I don't think he's in the room, so he won't know I said it. Brilliant idea. I've been waiting for somebody to do something like this. I love this shirt. It's awesome. Such a smart idea. And he has like a bunch of other tobacco style shirts, um, as well as some other baseball themed shirts and Reindeer Studio shirt. I picked up a Reindeer Studio shirt as well. So yeah, I'm not just promoting this for Scott. I also just happen to think this is a badass shirt. So props to him. Rick, didn't Pino Man take Mantle to Disneyland? That sounds like that probably happened. That is a great idea. And if you guys want, you guys should do your own live if you want to, if Orlando's going to help you. But if you guys want to come on this one and do it, that'd be amazing to have like a card room being set up on Card Room Live. That'd be fantastic. Oh, your son's moving out. Okay, well that's a classic, classic way to get a new room. So looking forward to that, and hope your son's doing well. Blaming your technical team. Okay, so you're relying on your daughters for like video help or YouTube help. Okay, yeah. When in doubt, blame the technical team. Makes sense. Peeps, good evening to you. All right, guys. So I've caught up with the chat, and okay, man. Yeah, let's get in touch. Let's do it. And when the time is right, let me know, and we'll set it up. That'd be fun. Who's got some topics? I've got a couple things open on eBay that I wanted to just mention briefly. Just kind of jumped in my head right before the live stream, but I honestly don't have anything super planned for today. I do have a guest lined up for next Sunday, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. But don't have anything lined up for today. Just a couple passing thoughts. I'm pretty much in that state of mind of figuring out the video that I want to do for the end of the year showcase. I've been doing this the past couple years. I hadn't really done this for a while. Well, no, let me say that again. I've never done it before, and I know that's like a really popular video to make among YouTube channels in our community, is like an end of the year showcase showing everybody what you got. I just never did it for whatever reason before, but the past couple years I have. I actually really like making the video and just taking a moment to kind of see how things went over the year. And it's cool to share what happened, but it's also kind of nice to stop and take stock of how collecting went and how your year went, and just kind of remember the whole thing. So I really have fallen into the rhythm of it. I like doing it. So I think I'm pretty much done with collecting stuff. I don't have anything coming in. I haven't been looking. I've been like super focused on Christmas plans and presents and traveling and all that good stuff. Got some trips planned and some family visits and stuff. So I'm not really in collecting mode anymore. So I'm probably going to do my end of the year video. I'm curious if any of you guys are planning to do end of the year videos. So I'm thinking about that. That's probably like one of the last videos for the year for me. Don't have anything else uh, really that I'm thinking about doing. And then, shoot, there was something else I was going to mention. Now I totally forgot. So I'll look at the chat. Boston Kids here. What's up? Good evening, fellow curators, custodians, and collectors of the cards. Man, you add such um, gravitas to what we do, and I appreciate it because you're right. Like all joking aside, there's this phrase that's been going around for years, but I've been hearing it more recently, which is that we don't own the cards. We just take care of them for a little while and then pass them on to the next person. And I really like that notion. And I think that's kind of what you're saying here. And I totally agree. Oh, it'll probably be after the national. Okay, cool. Well, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to the national this year, so we can talk about it then. But regardless, that'll be cool. We'll just stay in touch about it. Jason, possible topic: has anyone's buying strategy changed with decreased pricing? This is a loaded topic. To be honest, I haven't really been paying attention that much, but let me ask you guys, and we'll just focus on the vintage world because that's primarily what I know, and I think that's what most people that are in this chat follow. Although we do have some people in here that also collect modern. What's your take on what's happening pricing wise with vintage? Are prices falling? Is it can you make a generalization like that? Does anybody have any thoughts on this? Because I honestly have not been paying attention too much. Normally even when I'm not buying stuff, I'm still looking, but I honestly have not been on eBay much at all either. Not just not picking things up, but also just not looking. And it's been kind of nice to take a break from looking. So I can't really say that I have any personal feelings on it. Cool, Rick. I look forward to seeing that. Rick's planning to do an end of the year video. Orlando probably going to do a top 50 cards video like last year. Okay, that's cool. Orlando, I forget. Do you do that every year, or have you done that beyond last year? And what's your criteria? I mean, I know I'm going to find out when you do the video, but how do you pick your top 50 cards? Is it by, because I know everybody does it a little bit differently. Some people like to do it by value. Some people just do it based on like a gut feeling, like their favorite cards. Like what's your criteria for your top 50 cards? Jason says, I've shifted to now doing things I did not think I'd be able to do, like a 56 Tops Hall of Fame run. Okay, that's cool. Jason, because I don't know, because you don't have a channel yet, do you collect graded or raw or both? Or like, what's your collecting approach when it comes to cards? Graded, raw, condition, those sorts of things, just so we have some context. Scott says, I did a top 10 favorite cards purchased last year. I'll probably do something the same for the end of the year this year. That's a good idea because, Scott, I don't know about you, but I think some people maybe collected a lot, and some people will do the whole thing, like here's everything I got. Other people, like you're saying here, maybe you pick your 10 favorite pickups, the ones you want to highlight. That's a cool approach because then it's like you kind of throw a spotlight on it. James is here. What's up, James? Elite Hunters. Yeah, I appreciate it, Don. I'm really planning to go to the national. The past couple years for me have been good years, but like super transitional years in my life. Like that's something that that happens to all of us. Like everybody goes through stuff in their lives, and sometimes you kind of pick up on it on YouTube. Like sometimes people will kind of take a break from YouTube because something's happening in their life, and it requires a lot of time and focus and energy, like going to school or starting a new job or getting married or having a kid or whatever. We can all think of either something that you've been through or a fellow YouTuber has been through, where you start to notice that maybe they're making fewer videos. For me, it was, a lot of good things in my life. But now, kind of settling into things and kind of getting a feel for the rhythm of things. Um, I'm feeling like the national can happen, and my girlfriend's on board. She's totally supportive of it, and may even end up coming. But either way, it's gonna be fun, and it's looking good. It's looking positive. So James, getting back to the pricing, says that prices are going down, but not dramatically like modern, which sounds like that would be expected, right? Like, vintage is pretty slow and steady in either case, right? Whether it's pricing increasing or decreasing, it tends to be less insane than modern. Jason says, I feel prices have dropped for vintage. Oh, for the vintage that you're looking to collect, right? Peeps, I've landed a couple vintage cards in the past 3 months that would have cost me maybe 25% more a year ago. Okay. I really need to um, go back and check. I haven't gotten anything in a while. Yes, there's been some price adjustment downward. Orlando's top 50 cards are better than my entire collection. Right. Yeah, Orlando has an incredible collection. Um, but as we always say, everybody's collection is unique. I'm always a fan of a collection where I can see the way that that person thinks. I don't even have to like even somebody that collects modern cards, which I don't collect. I can really appreciate and respect that person's collection if I can see who they are, like their personality and their way of collecting. And obviously, if I can see their fandom or their appreciation for a player or something like that, to me that's awesome. I I'm not at the risk of um, sounding offensive. I'm not a big fan of just getting all the big cards. Everybody wants all the big cards. You know what I'm talking about, whether it's pre-war or post-war or rookie cards, whatever. Everybody wants those cards. Of course, you wouldn't turn them down if you were given the opportunity to get one. But if we all only got the big cards, we'd all have the same collection, and that's not fun. There's nothing fun about that to me. What's fun is seeing the uniqueness of how somebody's personality comes through in their collection, and that's what I really like about Orlando's collection, is that you can get a sense of his appreciation of the game, Latin players, Cuban players, and just the history of it, which really comes through. And Orlando just made that video, I think it was today or yesterday, about books that you should check out if you want to delve a little bit deeper into the game. Orlando, started my YouTube channel last year. It was my first top 50 and did it by value. Okay. It's crazy to me, Orlando, that you've only had a YouTube channel for a year. It feels like you've been around forever. Like that your channel's been around forever. Chris is here. What's up, Chris? Hodges says, changed my strategy. I'll be making a video, hoping to have it out next weekend about your strategy. That's cool. Mike says, no end of the year video for me, but I have 2 of my series videos in the pipeline and also working on a January 1st video for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Again, everybody write this down. January 1st video, Brooklyn Dodgers, Mike Sports History Collector. That's the due date. Point deductions, Mike, for every day that the video is not posted. That's my professor side coming out. Okay, Jason, I collect both graded and ungraded, but I'm looking to collect the 56 Hall of Famers graded. Okay, yeah, and that's a pretty Pretty common strategy, makes a lot of sense. The actual grades mean very little to me. Would just like to keep them encapsulated. Yeah, very cool. You know, I forget about the grades, honestly. Even doing my Hall of Fame video, Bowman color cards that I just put out today, I didn't really pay it. Like I was watching the video, I was like, oh yeah, that's a 6 and that's a 5, and like I had forgotten what the grades were, um, because I wasn't paying attention to the grades. What I was paying attention to was the condition issues that matter to me, which for that set was mostly centering and like surface issues. And whether it was a 3 or a 6 or a 2 or a 4, it didn't really matter to me. It was about obviously price, but also the condition of the card in terms of what I care about. Um, the grade didn't matter to me. So I totally understand um, what you're talking about here. Boston Kid watched the Amazon Prime documentary on Barry Sanders, brought back a lot of memories of how good and humble he was. Yeah, I heard about this documentary from somebody else on Twitter today. Sounds like it's pretty good. Jason is also going to the National. That's cool. Lou is here. What's up? Card King Collectibles. I really enjoy top cards in collection videos. That's what I did for my first and only video. Love seeing the best and favorite cards in people's collections. Yeah, Card King Collectibles. That was a hell of a first video to make. Anybody that is not following this channel, you should look it up. Hopefully, you've got more videos in the pipeline. Hodges will also be going to the National. First one. Very cool. Let's see. Quality or quantity or a mixture of both. I think everybody's different. For me, it's definitely quality, but quality as far as I'm concerned, you know, because I've got some cards where somebody else might be like, why do you like that card so much? And, you know, I've got cards that a lot of other collectors would be like, yeah, that's a common card, and I'm not interested in that player, and I don't know why you would care so much about that card. So to me, it's quality from my perspective because I'm not collecting it for anybody other than me. You know, so everybody's got their own way of doing it. So regarding the National, Jason says it's awesome. Meeting people, getting to talk to others about the hobby is about as much fun as looking at and buying stuff for your collection. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, next year if hopefully I'm going to the National, you know, I might pick up a few things, but for the most part, I'm going to be going because I want to get to spend time with y'all. Some of you that I've actually met in person at the National 2019 or in other events, you know, over the past few years, but many of you I have not met in person, although I feel like I know you, and it's going to be fun to finally get to sit with you guys in person and do this for real in person instead of in a chat. Dean Gearhart says he wants them all, which makes sense because Dean collects them all. And that I appreciate too. Is like, I don't do that, but I love that somebody's doing that. It reminds me of another channel that is not making videos these days, although he may come back. Some of you guys may remember Matt, Passion for Cards. He still has a channel. He hasn't made a video in a few months, maybe a year now. He had some moving and job transition stuff, but the guy, like Dean, literally collects it all, including modern, and he very nearly has it all, and it's amazing. Like looking at his card room was like looking at the warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like it was like literally everything. And I totally am glad that there are collectors out there that not only appreciate all of it, but are like trying to go for it. Orlando's book video is a much watch. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of stuff in there that if you are not, if there's like, if you're looking for resources, I guess I'm trying to say for card collecting, there's a lot of great books in that video by Orlando. Card King Collectible says definitely love seeing how a collector's personality comes through in their collection. Yeah. Don, Orlando, I haven't forgotten that you called me the Harold Baines of the Misfits. I'll remember that when you become eligible for the Hall. um, let's see. Don Harold Baines. Did it go well? Did it go well, John? Just sent my 53 early win Bowman color to SGC last week. Good luck. That's a great card. Early win with that smirk on his face, and he's holding a baseball. And I think he's kind of like sitting in the dugout steps. I think it was Richie Ashburn that said early win would have like thrown at his mother's head if she was up to bat, something like that. Card King Collectibles, at least from what I've been seeing, it seems like it's rare. Oh, I'm sorry. It seems like rare to scarce pre-war cards of key Hall of Famers are on the rise. You mean in terms of pricing? Yeah, Max Jackson, who is a veteran YouTuber, and in my book is in the Hall of Fame. He's not in the official YouTube Hall of Fame, but in my book, he's a Hall of Famer. Who's been making videos for years and years and years, and ever since he was a teenager, and he's still at it. Recently did a video. I think it might have been his top 10 favorite cards in his collection. Let me go see, because he just posted that a couple days ago. So now you guys can hear the mouse. The infamous mouse. Yeah, the top 20 cards in his collection. He posted the first half of that 2 days ago. And one of the cards that he showed in that showcase was an Eddie Plank card. I think it was E95. And he was talking about how he was glad he got the card when he did several years ago, because that card has gone up exponentially in value, partially because if you know anything about pre-war, the Eddie Plank T206 is basically unobtainable because of its scarcity, I guess. And as a result, everybody has gone after the E95. I should probably show the card instead of just talking about it. Yeah, it is E95. It's the same set that I have the E95 Cobb. So it's this card. Which is very, very similar. It's exactly the same photograph that's used in the T206 card. Obviously, the styling and the coloring is a little bit different, but it's close enough that people are sort of saying, well, I can't get the T206, so I'll get the next best thing, which is this card, and the prices have gone up. I remember, and when he posted that, I remember that I still have this card on my list, but I remember looking at it on eBay, and it definitely was not. It was not $5,000. And this is just whatever I just happened to pull up. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Okay. Boston, my magnificent seven of collecting Mantle Mays, Aaron, Clemente, Ryan, Ruth, and Jordan. Yeah, that's a great list. There you go. Card King, your first video was great. Absolutely. I'm not sure what this is referring to because I'm too lazy to keep up with the comments, but all good. Yeah, John, you are definitely on Team Dean. Absolutely. Card King Collectibles, I was a lurker for a while before I launched my channel. There's definitely some great channels that just disappeared over time. Yeah, and there always will be. Like, that's just the nature of this. Like, nobody's getting really paid for this, unless you're some giant investor channel or whatever. We're all just doing this for fun, and it's not a job. And so life happens, right? People come and go. Drop a link to your channels. I don't know if people are allowed to put URLs in the channel in the chat. I think if you've got a wrench, you can do it, but I don't know that you're able to put links in here because it creates like YouTube freaks out about it. Unfortunately, I don't understand why it's so difficult. I don't know why YouTube doesn't make everybody's name in the chat a link to their channel. I mean, you would think that would be just like clockwork, but it isn't. So unfortunately, I think you got to type in the person's name and find their channel. Baseball Time Traveler, first time at the National in 2024. Looking forward to meeting all you guys, starting my channel in a few weeks. Fantastic. Here's another promise, guys. So you must look up Baseball Time Traveler and subscribe to his channel in anticipation of his first video, and look forward to meeting you in person next year. The mouse should be in the YouTube Hall of Fame. I'm going to make the sound just for you, Don. That's the mouse celebrating. It's totally a great card, Bryant. I wish I had it. You know, there's so many cards that I was looking at while I was building the 53 Bowman color set that I didn't get, but I was kind of anticipating once I'm done with that set that I would get. That plank card was one of them. The T206 Cobb bat off shoulder. That is my grail card. That is my favorite card. And I don't have it. I have it on the wall back here, but I don't have it yet. And I could have gotten it back then, so I'm going to have to try to get that sometime soon. The mouse and one of Don's cigar butts are now on their way to the YouTube Hall of Fame. Yeah. We should have we should have an actual like building Hall of Fame. Yes, that's a great idea. One sec, guys. One sec. Girlfriend's trying to call, and I just turned her down for you guys. So if I get in trouble, it's all your fault. No, she's totally okay with it. I feel like some of the harder to find pre-war cards are going up in value. There were some N172 old Judges that sold for a lot at the Love of the Game auction that ended last night. Yeah, I got an old Judge at the beginning of this year, which was one of my bigger pickups, and that one was not pricey, but again, it wasn't one of the most desired players or whatever. But for me, the old Judge cards, like any one of them is worth getting because they're just fun to have one. Max's channel is definitely one of the best out there. Super underrated, especially considering how long he's been doing it for. Yeah, Max doesn't make videos as often as he once did. He's super active, though, on social media like Net54 and Facebook groups and stuff. And he knows a ton about pre-war. And he's just a good guy. One of the first guys I met at the National, along with Brian, at the 2019 National. Had an incredible time hanging out with those guys and just walking around with Max and seeing how he looks for stuff and talking about cards. It was a great time. What's up, Dylan? Only the wrench can put a link. So there you go. Don can be bought to share your channel link. Don, just let them know what brand of cigars you want and give them your home address, and Don will copy and paste the link you want. Yeah, the E95 is a great card. Harold Baines, Don won't put my channel link. Orlando, everybody's got your channel link at this point. There you go. Baseball Time Traveler subbed. So the heat is on, man. Pressure's on. You can stay at Don's house when you get kicked out. Just blame it on Don. Andy, you know, I haven't talked to Andy in a bit, but I think he's, you know, gotten busy in his life, and I think all good things too. You know, like, and I think, not going to speak for him, but I think he had slowed down a little bit in terms of collecting. His focus kind of went elsewhere. Hey, great to see you, Mike. Have a great evening. Looking forward to that Dodgers video. Girls get in the way of cards. Yeah. No comment there. My girlfriend has been super supportive of my collecting habits. And I think I've demonstrated that I have the ability to slow down or stop when I need to slow down and stop. And so that has earned me some trust. And that's not just to, you know, I mean, I need to do that for myself, not just to prove it to somebody else. Like, I need to be able to stop if there's other more important things going on in life. Can't just have cards rolling in all the time. Larry, what's up? Thanks for the sub. Pressure's on, just fine tuning before the debut. Hope to not disappoint. So you will not disappoint anybody, my friend. I'm not sure what your name is. We'll call you the Baseball Time Traveler, especially if you're actually a time traveler. Wow, that'd be amazing. But here's the thing. There's always another video. Even if you make a video and it doesn't turn out the way you hoped it would, or it doesn't like light up the YouTubes the way you wanted it to, or people didn't seem to be as interested as you hoped they would be, there's always the next video. It's not a once and done thing. And that's the thing that anybody that has been making videos will tell you, is that you're playing a long game, and you got to pace yourself. Let's go, Brian. Let's see them. Let's hear your card recommendations. While Brian is pulling together his ideas for cards, I'm going to share this comment. Jesse, when are you making another video? That is a really good question. While Brian is pulling together a list, I want to show something on eBay. I don't know about you guys, but on eBay, I have some save searches, and some of them are like, you know, just cards that I'm looking for, right? But I also have some generic saved searches for keywords, and one of them is like vintage baseball advertisements, for example. And I just want to show a couple things that came up recently, not because I'm going to get any of these or because I'm recommending any of them. I just think it's kind of fun to have a few searches in your saved search list that are open-ended. You know, one of them I have is baseball advertisements, baseball card advertisements. I also have specific baseball advertisements from specific years. Like I have like 1953 saved for obvious reasons. And that always brings up stuff that I never would have found otherwise. And so here's one that's kind of fun. Vintage 1953 RCA Victor television newspaper ad. Now enjoy Big League Baseball on TV over WSPD TV and see it at its best. I mean, it almost looks like a 55 Bowman card. Here is May 1953 Saturday Evening Post Camel Cigarettes baseball players print ad, which is pretty funny. Camel for big league choice, mildness and flavor. Who do we got in here? We got Bob Lemon, Bill Cox, Bill Goodman, Hank Sauer, Mickey Mantle, a couple guys who have been covered up. Early Win, Eddie Robinson, Jerry Stolly, Vic Rashi, Warren Spahn, Dick Sisler, Mike Garcia, and Billy Martin. Mickey Mantle says the Yankee slugging sensation made his own 30-day camel mildness test and states for mildness and flavor, you can't beat camels. That's definitely an ad from a different time. Here's Yogi Berra, Presto Light battery advertising ad from 1953. Yogi Berra says, I add water only 3 times a year to the Presto Light high-level battery. Yogi Berra, the most colorful catcher in baseball and star clutch hitter for the New York Yankees, finds Presto Light high-level has over 3 times the liquid reserve of ordinary batteries, goes 3 times as long without adding water. I guess because they thought Yogi is part of a battery, maybe. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. And then this one, 1919 Play Ball baseball uniform advertisement. Let's see. Play ball, get one of these professional type baseball suits and look like a real ball player. Trade here. Get this suit at less than factory price. Yours for only 99 cents with 1 trade card. Come on, boys, start now. Do your mother's and neighbors shopping here. Ask for our trade card, and here's the trade card. Get this professional type baseball suit at less than wholesale price. So just a couple random discoveries that I thought were, interesting. Not anything that I necessarily want to get, but I always like keeping an eye out for stuff like this because you never know what's going to pop up. And sometimes if you're like thinking about adding something to your display or your card room or whatever, it's a good way to sort of passively have stuff show up, and you never know what's going to catch your eye. All right, let me get back into all right, I see Brian's got some cards to look up here. Let me just try to catch some of these comments. Card King Collectible, slowing down is always a good thing. I've taken many breaks from collecting over my time doing it. I always end up returning to it, but taking a break and coming back always makes me feel refreshed. Yeah, I think that's just smart. There you go. Yeah, just hit record and then stop. Okay, your name's Rob. I'll try to remember. It may take a few times. What's up? Good to see you. Dan is here. Better late than never. Let's see. It's true. It's true. Yeah, not that much. Yeah, that's right. Okay, there's another live stream starting in 10 minutes, and I want to give those guys a shout out here in a second, but I want to look at some of these cards that Brian is mentioning. 1949 Leaf Sid Gordon. Oh, yeah. As Brian mentioned, the artist did something cool with the bats. They penetrate or go beyond the border. I never noticed that before. I'm guessing that the same is true for the Vernon Stevens card. There it is. That's fantastic. I think I like the Sid Gordon of the two, but they're both really cool. And that's one of the things I love about doing these sessions is every now and then I get to see something that I've never seen before. Thank you, Brian. Those two are freaking awesome. I don't know if any of you guys out there knew about those cards before. I love this set. I don't have any cards from it. I do have a couple of them put into my wish list, but I have not focused on this set at all. So I don't really know that much about it. And um, that's really just fantastic. Oop, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. No, I totally agree, Brian. I don't think I've ever seen that. Seems like a really modern idea, right? To like break out of the border, um, especially because it's a lot. I would imagine it's a lot easier to do that now than it was then. Um, but that's really awesome. Yes, I've heard this from many people that the Yogi Berra documentary is really good. I have not yet seen it, but I plan to. Um, there may be a few more from the Leaf set that have this feature. Yeah, have to. I'll have to have a look around and see if I can find any more. Um, okay. So let's see. I want to mention that couple things to get through before we wrap up. Next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have a special guest. It'll be a first time live stream guest for another collector that does not have a social media channel, but has been in this live stream many times. I'm not sure if he's here tonight. Kurt, who collects a number of Bowman sets. And I've got him to agree to come on board and chat with y'all about building the 1955 Bowman set. He's built a number of sets and he's in the process of building a few sets. But I've asked him to come on board and talk about his 55 Bowman set. John Mangini just did a video about that set today and was talking about some cards from that set. And I agree that it's kind of an underappreciated set. And, you know, some people like it, some people hate it. And that makes it fun to talk about. So I want to talk to somebody who has built that set. And, you know, clearly if he built it, he must have some enjoyment from it. So we'll hear from Kurt next time. Looking forward to that. And will be fun to get to chat with him. So we'll do that next Sunday. I also want to mention that For Collectors is doing a stream in like 5 minutes, and there's a bunch of guys that are in this chat a lot that are going to be on that. Lou Rock's going to be in there. James is going to be in there. John's going to be on there. I think it's Pepino Man as well. So you definitely should check that out at 9 on the For Collectors channel. So that's it. Thanks for joining in, everybody. If you liked this live stream, give it a thumbs up and say so. If you don't like it, well, then I'm not sure what you're still doing here. But anyway, we're done. So thanks so much, guys, for jumping in. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next Sunday night. Take care.